Greetings. What is happening, everybody? It is Decky Matchmaker here, co-founder of the Date Night Podcast. Episode 7, man. What a time. That shit slapped. Kween Mar absolutely grand slammed. Cade potentially has a better mustache than myself. Took home the crown. We have a hell of a podcast lined up for you today. We got Kween Mar calling in a couple minutes here. We got all 3 contestants after that. And we're going to rip right through them, dude. I'm reading here as well. I'm reading here that we had officially 138 headphone sales last night. That's a new record. Beat it by 21 headphones. So thanks to everyone who came out. We absolutely sold out. Grand slammed yet again. And we're not going to stop, dude. We got some crazy momentum going into these final couple episodes. And I'm excited. I'm excited to see how this one goes. We had T-Flow back at the helm yesterday. She did great. It was fun to watch. But a lot of guys trying to challenge Mar's style. I thought that was interesting. A couple guys showing up with some kicks. I thought Reed, the first fella, he had quite the interesting outfit on. I thought he looked like he was like a little bit of half Jimmy Buffett, half engineer. Thought that was kind of funny that he was a software developer. He's like, yeah, all you need is a laptop. I thought that was clever. Kai kind of rocked it. And, yeah, it's like, where do we go from here? The answer is only up, of course. But I'm excited to see... Sorry, burped. Whoa. I'm excited to see how we finish. It's going to be an electric last 3 episodes. We're still casting for episode 10. So anyone who sees this, absolutely submit to your form, submit your nomination or your form online. We'd be happy to have you on the show. DM us on Instagram, and we'll go from there, man. We're either gonna do like an old person episode, or we're gonna do a standard king or queen in their 20s or 30s. So whatever works, man. Whatever hits first. We got our first casting calls with a couple old people in their 50s, and excited to get some responses. So we'll see how that all goes, man. We'll see how that all goes. It's been a hell of a time. Excited to see how we finish. The show was just electric last night. I really enjoyed watching it here from Arizona. Had a fellow buddy, Mark Dowdle, as you may all know. He came by. He's on his busy coffee expedition across the West Coast. And we had a nice little corporate roundup for that. So that was electric. Loved every second of that. And it was... sorry, I'm looking to make sure I got all the links sent out. I do. I always do. Never a doubt there. We got Kween Mar coming in here shortly. But the last thing I'll say is... we got more submissions for guys last night from that show than we ever have before. Apparently, good guys exist in this world. So I feel like we got to use that and use that to our advantage. I'm interested to see how that all pans out. A lot of good guys. Apparently, there's a lot of good guys in this world and we never knew about it. And I think that rocks. I really do think that rocks. So, hopefully Kween Mar calls in here shortly. I have plenty of questions for her. Here she is. Kween Mar. Miranda's. Excellent. Let's welcome her. Yo, what's up, Kween Mar? How we doing?
We're doing good. How are you?
Good. Living the dream. Absolutely loved everything you brought to the table yesterday. I was watching here live from Arizona. What did you think of the experience?
No, it was awesome. Like, once it got going, it was a lot of fun. I was like, damn, I wish I wouldn't have been so geeked out and anxious before, because I wish I would have, like, done more, but it was super fun. Like, the atmosphere was fun. Everybody, like, your whole crew that hosts it and does everything, they're so, like, what do you need? What can we get you? Like, super great with it.
Yeah, we are. Some have compared us to a Ritz-Carlton concierge staff. Not my verbiage, but has been thrown out there. So I appreciate you, addressing that. I thought you did the first date's always the hardest. I think it's hard to like jump right out of the gate, but like, oh man, like Reed, our software developer, that guy had a lot to bring to the table, I thought. But yeah, I thought for the most part, like T-Flow kind of started diving into some tough questions right away about like relationships and stuff. And I was like, oh man, like we're here to talk about lighthearted things, but it was just like, whatever, we can't do much there. But I guess walk me through kind of your experience, like going in. I know you're super nervous, blah, blah, blah. The hype before the show. I know like your parents were probably watching from the Twitch stream as well. I saw them in the chats. Just walk me through like the experience. Would love to hear it from your perspective.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know, from the beginning, like not to go too far back, but like Wiki, Eric from 2 weeks ago nominated.
We can't forget Wiki.
No, never forget Wiki. And so that was my first time ever going to the podcast, ever really hearing about it. Like one of my guy friends before that told me about it, but I didn't really fully grasp like what it was. So when I went to Wiki show, whatever episode, and then saw Abby's and like all that, and that was super cool. And then Wiki nominated me. Then you guys had messaged me and I was like, okay, like, yeah, I'll do this. Like, this seems fun. And so up until the day, I wasn't trying to get like overly nervous about it. Like I kept telling myself, just go with the flow. Like, it'll be fine. Just be yourself, like uncut, doesn't matter. And then probably getting there, because I got there like an hour early for my friends to get seats and everything. Being in the building for an hour and like just waiting for the show, I was like, okay, this needs to just happen already. Like, my friends were like, oh my God, that's one of the contestants. Oh my God, that's one of the, I'm like, I don't want to even know. I don't want to see them. Like, I'm just going to put my back to everything. I'm going to get a drink. Like, so that part, the build up, I was like, this just needs to happen already. Like 6:45 hit. And I was like, okay, like, let's get it rolling. Like,
I like it.
Yeah. But once it started going, it was fun. And like, I got the flow of things. Like after the first date, I asked T-Flow, like, do you want, like, I was like, should I talk more? Should I ask more questions? Like, can I butt in? Like, what? And she was like, oh my gosh, yeah, like, do whatever you want. I'm like, okay, I need to just, like, chill out and do that. So it was fun. And all my friends, like, loved it. And I know my mom and dad were watching. And, like, a bunch of other, like, family and other friends that I didn't even know knew about it, messaged me after. They were like, we watched on Twitch. I'm like, I didn't even know you guys knew I was going on it. So yeah, it was super fun. Like the whole experience, like I would do it again. Obviously I'm not going to, but it was super cool. Like I would recommend someone to do it.
Totally. No, that's great to hear. And hopefully you don't have to come on the show again. I think that's like the goal of the show is like you don't have you get, it's a one-time appearance. Okay, first thing, did like your parents have any sort of feedback for you after the entire experience?
So like during it, because I had like a college group chat, I had like my girls group chat, my mom, and then some other people, and I didn't have my phone like most of the night, obviously. So when I just had like a ton of messages, a ton of things, like people were like texting me as it was going, so my phone just overwhelmed. And so I didn't like talk to my mom too much. I was gonna call her today after this, but I texted her afterwards just like, hi, what did you think? Because she was texting my roommate Taylor saying like her opinions, but she wasn't texting me, so I had no idea by the end of it. So I texted her like, hey mom, what's up? And she was like, good pick, with this a smiley. And I was like, okay. And then I was like, like, I can't wait to like tell you everything. And she was like, oh, not a good pick? And I'm like, no, good pick.
Okay, so that like is such a great pick, I think, first and foremost. Like I casted everyone for this show specifically, and Cade was by far my favorite. Like him and I just kind of hung out and talked for like almost 30 minutes on Zoom. Yeah. And I was like, this kid's got like a mustache, like he looks good. It's kind of a bonus when you're not from Minnesota. I think that just like gives you a natural edge. Is like, oh, you're not from here like everybody else. Like that's cool. So yeah, going in, I was like, Cade, this is kind of Cade's to lose. In my opinion, it was fun to watch you go on like the first, the second date, and then like the third date. It was like, oh, these guys are like obviously like clicking. You obviously like tossed out the volleyball invite, which like anyone who knows you, like if you're getting a volleyball invite, that means business. So no, it was fun to watch from the sidelines to see how it like all came together, and stoked about your pick. But okay, so concept to throw your way. What if there was a button on the table that instead of like, in addition to your pick, you could smash this button and it was a meet the parents button. So you would skip. It would basically be you saying, we're skipping the second date. You're just going to come meet my parents. Okay. What do you think of that idea?
I mean, I think that's cool. Like, hell yeah. Why not do something like that?
Right.
But then it's the fact of like, are they going to be there that night? They're going to show up? Or is it like a future thing that actually is it going to get planned?
Yeah. I think to make it what we're trying to intend, we would probably try and have your parents there. I think that'd be sick if we just like rolled them up in a limo. We're like, here's the parents.
Yeah.
Hop in.
Yeah, no, that would be really cool. That would add like an extra layer of just like everyone in the crowd, like, oh my god, the mom, the dad, the dee like.
Exactly. Yeah. So so another thing, just on the style of the three guys in general, how would you grade them collectively? I don't think any of their styles stood out to me, and so I would just like you to rate them all three together. Do you think, like, just out of 10, what would you say? What would you give them as a rating? All three guys.
What do you mean by style?
Just like how they dressed. I guess you would have to individually rate them. I don't know how you want to handle it, but when you like what they were wearing that night, the fashion that they were bringing to the date, because that was a very clear intention by all three of them. Yeah.
I definitely I don't know. Obviously, all of them looked good. All of them, were great. Had good fits. I'm trying to think. Reed, I don't know, because we didn't talk about his shoes at all. I can't remember what he even was wearing.
Right. We don't know what shoes Reed was wearing, but we definitely know what Jack Daddy and Cade were wearing, because they came in with that intention. I thought Reed kind of looked like he was like half Midwestern, half at a Jimmy Buffett concert.
Yeah, very chill, like definitely Midwestern. He also has that more like, I don't want to say hippie, but he has more of just like a relaxed vibe to him from what I picked up on.
Yep.
But all of their styles were right on. Like, I would say Jackson probably had the best fits. Just plain black tee, good jeans, fire shoes. Like, you can't look bad in that.
Right.
And, like, knew like his style. But no, all of them looked good. Everything like was pretty spot on with what like I had told you in the casting call. So.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, do we handle that appropriately? Like, was that bit of fashion, was like that a good thing to like pick on with your just like who you are as a person?
I would say yes. Like, I don't want that to be everything, obviously, that people, she's, whatever. No, but I definitely think like people who care about that, like I tend to take a liking towards. Sure. So yes.
Okay. Well, that's great news. Any second dates in the plans yet in the books?
There is. To be determined the exact day, but it definitely has been talked about. So
cool. Well, that's exciting, Mar. We'll obviously follow up and see how it went. Hope you never come on the show again, and hope Cade's the one.
We'll see.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Kween Mar. You're the best.
Yes, thank you.
All right, take care.
Bye.
All right, welcoming Reed to the show. Let's go, Reed. There he is. There's the big fella. How we doing, Reed?
Been good.
Good. Hey, so I gotta ask, before we get into your experience, I have to ask.
Okay.
Your fit last night. I thought it was a little bit half Midwestern, half at a Jimmy Buffett concert. What are your thoughts on your fit last night? Just curious.
Well, that's a fit I love. Honestly, the way that I get a lot of the inspiration, like I see a lot of stuff on TikTok that really inspires me.
Good man.
And what I'll do is I'll go and thrift it. I'll go and find what I can get, closest to it.
Mm-hmm.
And these are pieces that I've just been collecting over time, and they're ones that I really like, and I feel like they're genuinely me. And that's how it came to be.
Good man. Well, that's awesome, dude. Thought you did phenomenal last night.
Thanks.
Being first is never the easiest, and I think you did a good job bringing spice to the table. I also thought T-Flow dove into some seriously hard questions for you guys.
Right off the bat.
Right off the bat. Walk me through your experience kind of going into it and how the experience ended up for you.
Well, I had a couple questions lined up. I was hoping to keep it a little bit lighter than where we went right away. Talking about past relationships is definitely not where I thought we were going. um, but overall, the experience was super fun. Mar was great. It was a lot of fun. And it's something that I actually learned a lot from. So I'm glad I did it.
Yeah, absolutely. What'd you learn, Reed?
Well, there's a lot of this stuff like having nerves go from being nervous to actually just like excited. Like this was an experience where it totally turned around and it was great, and I'm really glad I did it.
For sure, man. Love that. What thing do you think you'll take from this date to apply to your next?
This is inspiration to go on more, I think.
There you go.
Yeah, I haven't really been in the dating game too much.
Okay.
This was really my big leap back in, I think.
Your coming out party, fun. Some have said.
Okay, sure, you could say that.
Right on. Cool, man. So had you been to a show prior, like knowing anything about it? Because like I had kind of just like booked you onto the show based on like great faith from our sweet boy Tyler Webb. He just like put in such a good word for you, and he's worked for us for so long that we were just like, this kid, we have to like have this kid on the show because Tyler Webb just doesn't recommend anyone for the show. So like, had you known or like did you know what you were getting yourself into? I guess that would be a good first question.
Big shout out to Tyler. Yeah. Thanks for getting me in.
For sure.
I'd been to the show a couple times previous though. A couple of my friends had, heard about it from someone else. They told me. I came and watched, and it looked like a lot of fun. I think I told them literally this would be the most fun thing I'd ever do, but also the most terrifying.
Yes.
They tagged me. I got the DM, and I'm like, oh shit! Now I gotta really choose.
Yeah. No kidding.
But yeah, I went through with it. It was a lot of fun. I'm glad I did it.
Good man. Love that. The other thing I was gonna say, like, do you have any regrets? Do you have any things you wish you could have said? Maybe something got thrown in the way that you didn't want to talk about, but like, was there anything you left on the table that you wish you could communicate to Sweet Mar?
I wish we hadn't talked about the gym so much. Damn, we spent so much time talking about the gym. There's so many other interests that I'm sure she has, and I have too.
Curse the gym.
Curse the gym. Yeah. I know she's really into these, or her roommate Bunny that she's really into, and like family owns a pet supply store. Like I would have loved a little bit.
That would have been a huge play.
And I think that would have been a huge play. And she's really into TikTok. I'd love to know like what's on her For You page. I think that would have been really fun to get to know her a little bit better. But ran out of time and didn't get picked for the second date. So
no worries, man. I think that is a good point though. Like your For You page says a lot about you. Sometimes could be also incredibly questionable.
I think it says things about you. I think it says things about you you may not even realize.
Yes.
It may know you better than you know yourself.
Ooh, hate to say that. Hate to say that. I had another question. It just escaped my mind. What was it? Okay. So like when you're hearing it from other people, because like I'm fascinated. Oh, whoops, my camera changed. I'm always fascinated with like what people say about the show, or like how they're describing this word of mouth. Like, how was it described to you originally? Like, hey, you have to go to this. This is like the bee's knees. Like, how was it like introduced to you? I'm always curious on like what people say about it.
I think it was just introduced to me as like a fun activity to go out with friends to. I wasn't given too many details except cast, and the fact that it was live was really encapsulating to me. I really wanted to go see it. And as soon as I saw it, I was hooked. It was great. I wanted to be on it.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I love that. The any other person that you'd want to see on the show? Do you have any nominations or people that you think would be an awesome fit?
I have had a couple friends come to me and be like, "Oh, Reed, was that fun? Should I do that? That looked like fun." I'm definitely going to give them my blessing if they do decide to go ahead with it, but I'm not going to call out any names right now.
Okay, sounds good. If you need to slide names after confirming with them or anything like that, we will obviously value your opinion as much as we value Tyler Webb's. So definitely something
That's good to know.
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely, brother. Absolutely, man. And then finally, anything that you would like to see added or changed to the show?
I don't think so. I mean, I guess I would have liked a couple more moments of like a silence where I could think of another question before we had the moderator budge in. But I also understand. I understand. They're trying to keep dialogue going and keep the topic spicy. So
yeah, no, I love that feedback.
It's all part of the game. Yeah.
That is part of the game, and I agree with you though. Like letting the date breathe a little bit. I think that was your words. Phenomenal. Letting the date breathe a little bit would be a good idea. So, we'll absolutely work on that. I think it would make the date seem a little bit more natural. It's okay to breathe every once in a while, man.
Yeah.
Well, right on, Reed. Thought you were amazing, man. We will keep you in mind as a future king here on future episodes. I know we only have 3 left this season before we head into the fall season in season 3, but we will keep you in mind, man.
Okay. Sounds good.
Right on. Take care, brother.
Yeah, you too. Thanks.
Yep, no problem. What a nice fella. What a completely nice fella. You can't say enough about it. All right, we are inches away from getting our boy Jack Daddy on, and T-Flow didn't give him much of a headache about his Instagram name being Jack Daddy, but I think we oughta take a stab at that on the Date Night Podcast after show here. I think it would be foolish not to. Absolutely foolish. You hope to God he shows up. Right? You just hope we get a nice bite at our boy Jack Daddy. Wouldn't that be something? He has confirmed. I didn't send him a calendar invite by any means. Oh, here he is. Jackson, i.e. Jack Daddy. Jack Daddy, how are we, brother?
Doing good. How are you?
We are phenomenal, man. Can you turn your headphones up a little bit or speak one more time? I just want to make sure your audio is coming in all right.
Let me check what is coming through.
There it is.
Is that better?
Yeah, now you're sounding okay.
I think it's that AirPods turned the wrong way.
Yeah. Okay, dude. First question I got to ask you before we get into the date.
Right.
What is your inspiration behind the Instagram name Jack Daddy?
This is like when we were in middle school, like as kids, like we had some friends that would like just call each other like dumbass names like that. And, like one of my friends is like Nate Daddy, and like we'd like it'd be like a bunch of like hockey guys, and like I was a wrestler, and they like would call me Jack Daddy. I have like 20 different nicknames, and like I put it as like my Instagram and Twitter when I was like a freshman in high school, and it just kind of always stuck. And like now I have like I'll have my friend's dad call me Jack Daddy. He's like, Jack Daddy, what's going on? And like I coached at Apple Valley too, and like the head coach is like, Jack Daddy, what's going on? It's just like can't get away from it, but I like it. It's fun.
Yeah, it is very fun. I think think that says a lot about you. You're a fun guy. So talk to me about it, man. How did you think the experience went?
Yeah, I mean, it was a fun experience. I thought could have went a little better. Obviously disappointed, but it was just, I don't know, some of the questions, like when we got on the topic of like my smile, I was like, God, like I'm not really trying to talk about teeth for like a minute and a half, but I mean, it was a nice compliment, and it is what it is at the end of the day.
Yeah, when you only have 10 minutes and you're spending more than 10% on it about your teeth, like there's only so much you can do there. I totally understand what you're saying.
Right, and that's towards the end. Like I probably could have asked, like my last question probably could have been more something serious, but I was kind of thought that maybe some of the host would have interjected with something serious. But I mean, it is what it is. I thought it was a good time. I thought we had a pretty good connection. And it was funny because, like, after the decision and everything, like, a bunch of people, like, came up to me, like, no, you should have won. I was like, I mean, it's not, like, your decision. Like, like,
hey,
no,
man.
like, you were the better person. I'm like, obviously I wasn't. Like, it's not your decision, but thank you.
Dude, so speaking on that, we had one of the most electric crowd interviews. It was your buddy Prince. And that guy, it seemed like that guy should have been, like Kween Mar should have been listening to Prince because he couldn't have made you sound like a better guy. So.
Oh, I know. And that's kind of part of the, I mean, he's one of my best friend's brothers. My like best friend's name's Lord. So it's Lord and Prince. They're from Ghana. Lord actually played like semi-pro football, and he was on the Jets and the Seahawks for a little bit. Now he's going to med school. Prince is like smart as hell. Like he's gonna be, I think he's going to law school, and he's like at UCLA right now too. So it's just like, or he's gonna be at UCLA. He's like way smarter than me, but it just like he's in speech and everything like that. So like you can kind of tell. And like before, it's, I don't know, when he went up there, he's like, yeah, I'll gas you up, bro. I'll gas you up. I was like, all right, whatever. Like go up there, go ahead.
Dude, yeah, shout out to Prince. I think he made that decision tough on Kween Mar. Not to mention, I think we actually just got off the phone with Kween Mar. She said that you were the best dressed.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
So congrats on that, dude.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I think your video cut out, but
yeah, sorry, dude. My camera's overheating. My nice sweet Sony. Shame on it.
Too hot, dude. Heating out.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, but I appreciate that. Like I don't know. I have a lot of shoes, like I said. And I mean, I saw him wearing the off-whites. I was like, okay, like that's cool. But I don't know. The like Union sports that I was wearing, like not a lot of people have seen those. It's not really like super common, and it's kind of a fun way for me to wear some shoes.
Yeah, and I think you'd made a great call with the black tee, like just wearing a solid, nice neutral color, not trying to go
classic look.
Yeah, no, I thought you did great with that. But yeah, overall, man, I think you crushed. Obviously, we wanted a little bit of time back without the teeth. Although your teeth are nice, no offense, nothing against you there. Anything you thought you left on the table? Is there anything you wish you could communicate to Mar or maybe relate further on?
Yeah, I mean, as me, like as a person, like, cause I didn't really get to talk about kind of relationship wise or like what I was even looking for. So it was kind of a lot of surface level questions, but definitely, like me, the type of person I am, kind of like what Prince was saying, like I'm just like a caring person, like everybody in my life that's like my friends or my family, like super family oriented, super like giving with my friends, and it's like do anything for them. So it's like if they need a ride to the airport at 4 a.m., like yeah, I'll get that done. I might not like it, but I mean I'll get it done. I'm someone that kind of will do anything for you, like same way with partners and stuff like that, where if you're sick, like yeah, I'll go get you Sprite from McDonald's or do like whatever you need. And I don't know, I didn't get to communicate that, so that kind of sucked. But at the end of the day, it was fun. It was kind of funny after, like I went up and like I talked to her and like thanked her. I was like, yeah, thanks for like whatever. And like after the interview, I was like, yeah, like she's like, Jackson, right? That's right. And I'm like, yeah, I go by Jackson. Like my mom calls me Jax, and then after like she picked and everything, she's like, yeah, like Jackson, right? I had an ex-boyfriend named Jack, so I can't call you that. I was like, oh, like shouldn't have said anything. I was just like, God damn, dude. That definitely, even if like she didn't even think about it, like subconsciously, it's just like, fuck.
Yeah, no, dude, that is you can't do anything about that, man. Sometimes people just aren't meant for each other, and sometimes it's as simple as your name. Can't control that. Not in your control there, buddy.
Right. That was fun though. And then after I got some drinks with a couple of people from just the crowd, like, and then it was at Gray's, and then her and old boy walked. Oh fuck! Like I of course they walked in here, but I don't know, it was fun.
Nice.
Enjoyed the experience.
That's exciting.
Yeah, glad to help out. Everyone was super nice. Appreciated all the comments and everything like that.
Yeah, dude. Lots of support in the Twitch chats for Jack Daddy. They were all over it for you, man. You had a good supporting cast. Crowd was we had like 138 headphone sales, so we had quite the crowd there last night. So stoked you were a part of it, man.
Yeah, of course.
Anything that you'd like to add to the show? Any sort of tweak here and there? I know we talked a little bit about T-Flow's involvement and how, like, let's just let you go on the date, which I totally back entirely. But is there anything else you'd like add to the show to try and flare it up a little bit more? Flare it up a little bit.
Maybe like at the end, like kind of just have like a wrap. Like the host would be like, "All right, so this is the 10 minutes. Like you didn't get to anything. Like you got like 15 seconds, like just to say whatever you want, and then kind of call it after that." I think that'd be kind of cool. Overall, I think it's run pretty well. Like I kind of thought it'd be fun if like the person that was the king or the queen of the night like didn't even get to see the people at first. I know logistically that's probably pretty hard to do with kind of the setup.
Oh, like before the show
yeah.
ever even starts, like you guys all kind of get there at the same time. So she's gonna like probably see you by association. I see what you're saying.
Right. Yeah, but I thought, I mean, it was ran really well. Everyone again, super nice, and appreciated all the nice comments. And it was funny too, 'cause after like went up and was thanking everyone. They're like, "Yeah, like we thought you were gonna win for sure." I was like, "Yeah, so did I," but it didn't happen.
It's all good, man. It's all good. You had the same name as her ex-boyfriend. You know, we had no idea that was going to be going against you. Nonetheless, I thought you made the most fit and you crushed, dude.
Right, for sure.
Well, right on, Jackson. I'll let you go, man. I thought you did phenomenal. Would love to have you on potentially as a king in the near future. But until then, man, I hope to see you at one of the future events and keep crushing, dude.
Yeah, and just quick, are you part of the Backpocket podcast?
Yeah. I'm correct. Yeah, I'm one of the co-founders of Backpocket, and then I'm also one of the co-creators of the show.
Yeah, because I'm roommates with Nico Anderson.
Oh yeah,
from
yeah.
Football with you guys, St. Thomas freshman year, and I always shit about fumbling in the Tommy Johnny game.
Yes, dude. Yes. No, that is that's a beautiful throwback.
I know. Oh, like I know those guys. Like I played football with them freshman year, and it's like, oh shit, okay.
Yeah, no, Nico's a good dude, and he showed up to Bocello a few times too when we were throwing that as well. So lots of good history with that guy.
Too.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Absolutely, brother. Well, Jackson, appreciate you calling in, man. Appreciate you being a part of the show. It was awesome having you.
Yeah, let me know if you need anything else.
Of course, dude. Of course. Have a great rest of your night.
Yeah, you too.
All right. Take care, bro. All right. Let's get this camera fired back up, huh? Wouldn't that be nice? Let's see if we can get it rocking before we get our final contestant in for the night. Little magic. Here we are. Never a doubt. Absolutely. Jackson, what a nice guy. Jack Daddy, who would have thought? Thought the kid crushed. Best looking one? Nah, maybe not the best looking one. Best fit one for sure. Cade, best looking one by far. Obviously, no bias there with the mustache, but just gotta say what it is. Call it how it is. That's good stuff. That is good stuff. Reem Jackson, though, you know, I think the "you shoulda won" take from the fans is always like my favorite. It's like, hey, you weren't in charge. How could you have made that decision? You don't know what Mar was thinking. She must have been hell-bent over the fact that his name was Jackson. You had no idea. You don't know Mar's past, dude. How could you say that she made the wrong decision? We know Jack is a great guy. Prince backed them. But guess what? That's not the difference maker, all right? The difference maker probably was his name. And the fact that he talked about teeth for more than 10% of the entire date. Now, nothing against his teeth. Again, great looking guy. Great muscles on the kid as well. But if you're talking about teeth, nothing you can do. Oh, Jack Daddy. You're something else, man. You're something else. I think you might be actually a pretty good king in the future. Yes, sir. Ready when you are. Here's the link. I don't know if I just didn't accept his invite or if it was a me problem or a him problem, but nonetheless, we'll have Cade on here in a short stint. I'm confident of it. Very confident in it. I really hope it pans out. Guy's phenomenal. It's going to be a good finish to the show. We didn't get to stream it on Twitch today because I'm streaming from my corporate office, which doesn't look like it is, but it is. It is my corporate office, and they have Twitch blocked on their Wi-Fi. And we're affiliate streamers now, dude. We can start making money off our streams. We're freaking grand slamming that, dude. We can start running polls in our chats, dude. We got all kinds of control. And we're all sorts of stoked about it. Cade will be on here in just a minute. He's telling us. He's DMing and saying the case. But I think we run the hottest show in Minneapolis. I can't believe that this many people are showing up on Wednesdays and treating it like it's a Friday. I think that's the coolest thing that we do. Execution at its finest. Ritz-Carlton grade concierge service. And just delivering the most unique experience where there's nothing but love that's found in that room on Wednesday. On hump day. That's what the Day Night Podcast is all about. Finding love, baby. But guess what? The key is that the second you show up and you're in that room with 138 people all with headphones on, is that there's love everywhere. Simply put. And that fucking rocks. I love what we do. It's so good. And I haven't even been to one this season. I got to fly out for one. I haven't decided which one yet, but I'm flying out. It's got to be sick. Corporate expense. That's what it's all about. That's why you run a business to begin with. So you can expense it corporately. Love it. It's going to be an interesting finish, I'll say it. As we wait for Cade to show up 7 minutes late. God damn it, that motherfucker. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun finish. Can't wait to be a part of it. Can't wait to jump right back into casting this summer. So for those who are listening still, just make sure you're submitting everybody, any type of person ever that you think would be good on the show. Especially if you've watched the show over and over again. You're like, this guy sucks. He should never be on the show. And this guy rocks. He was really good on the show. We need more of the guys who are really good on the show. And we need to get on calls with them all summer long. Because we're going to come back full steam in the fall. Having hopefully 50 to 60 people we've vetted over that time. Maybe even more if we're lucky. And we're going to spread our wings, dude. We're going to see how many great people that we can get on the show in the Twin Cities. Simply put. It's got to happen. The show's going to grand slam, dude. It's going to be bigger than The Bachelor one day. It's so obvious. We got a dedicated crowd. Here's Cade. Let's fucking go, dude. There he is, dude. It's my fucking guy, man. There he is. Round it up, baby. The 4-0 sweep, dude. There was never a fucking doubt, dude. There's no doubts ever.
3-1 comeback.
3-1. I don't even think it was a 3-1 comeback, dude. I think you just swept.
Were we down?
Were
we down? I don't think so.
You were never down.
Didn't feel like it.
There was never a doubt in that episode. The second you hopped on that mic and you looked her in the eyes and like I think you touched your mustache. I don't know. We'll have to go run the tape back.
You might need slow-mo of it.
I think within the first minute we had it in the bag.
Declan, you want to know what set it off for me was the instant I tapped my wrist to the first beer, I knew.
Right.
I tapped my wrist to it. I was like, let's go. This is it.
It's time to ignite. The tap was released. The beer was flowing at first draft. And you told Kween Mar to look at the camera to say what's up to your mom. And you said, all right, let's get this show started.
She loved that, dude. She told, like, my whole family back home had like a viewing party, and she texted me and she goes, I'll read it word for word right here. She said, love you so much. You both were darling. Love the shout out. Have a good night.
Huge.
It's like, just sent it home for mom, you know?
Yeah. I mean, you obviously have to take care of that kind of, like, when it's your mom on the line here and you know that she's watching, that's important to take care of that. So.
Yep. Apparently my brothers set her up with the Twitch stream. So she was streaming it off her phone with my dad on the couch back home, and they were fired up. So
that's unreal. Not every day you get to watch your son go on a date. I think that's hilarious.
I know. It was I didn't realize it. I didn't know it the whole time until right before my brother was like, Mom's going to be watching you. I was like, oh my God. And then can't remember the guy's name that pulled me to go up there. I was like, I got to set my phone down. I can't even say anything. So,
yeah, I will say your only flaw of the night was stepping on our cord to the wide cam.
Oh my God. I'm so happy that was off camera. You have no clue, because
did you trip and fall, or what was like this athletic move you made?
So here, let me show you. So on the shoe, there is a zip tie, and I didn't realize the width that the zip tie adds to the shoe. Snagged on my zip tie and caught the USB, broke it clean out of the camera, and I was like, did I just ruin the podcast? Like, I thought that I ruined it. I thought we had to go find a new cord. It's freaking out inside, bro.
Yeah, Andrew texted me like, there's not going to be a wide cam for this final date, and I was like, that's okay. What happened is like Cade stepped on it on his way up, ripped it clean out of the camera. I was like, the show goes on, dude. As long as the camera's still recording, we're okay.
If that doesn't tell you just some of the nerves that go into that whole thing, I mean, I know people that, you know, kind of sit and watch or kind of chill, but when you're there, every movement you make is either so robotic or so smooth, and I would just felt robotic coming up. But once I sat down, and like you said, I feel like I hit it home. So
yeah, no, you like legitimately went on a date, and it like I don't think T-Flow said a single question. Where like the first two dates, it was like a three-way conversation where she was kind of butting in or whatever. But like I don't know how she thought. Like I think you were just so quick with like everything you wanted to say that she like really didn't even have to do anything. So props to you, man. I thought you crushed.
Yeah.
So is there second date looming? Do you think you're going to execute?
Yeah. Just literally 2 minutes before I got on here, we've been texting ever since. We were organizing something for this weekend, and it seems like it's going to be more like a casual thing with like a friend group of theirs getting together, and then pushing it further out to next week, we're going to have like an actual one-on-one date.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I think it would be easy. I think you're a pretty extroverted guy, I think. So like you showing up to a group of people where you don't know any of them, and except you just swooned one of the girls who is within the group. I think that's going to be a fun dynamic. I think you'll do just fine there.
You can't really see it, or you might not be able to read it since it might be backwards, but on my hoodie, it's the motto I live by.
Seek discomfort from Yes Theory.
You're spot on. Yes, sir. This is their
I know my brands,
drop.
dude. I know my brands.
That's my guy. I love them. And ever since I moved here, it's been my theory and my motto that I've lived by. So if you don't, you're not going to like progress. You're going to stay stagnant. And that's just what's pushed me here. So
Yeah. Okay. What was your favorite topic or comment that you brought up on the show?
that I brought up, I really liked, and at the time I didn't even realize that I made the innuendo of the dress me up, dress me down. And to be fair, it was it just kind of came naturally. It wasn't even supposed to be meant, and I think it was kind of taken a little bit sexually, um, which is nice to have. You definitely need to spice it a little bit, but in my head, it wasn't coming off that way. And then I realized upon delivery, it was, and then I just accepted that I tried to make it like that. So that was probably one of my favorite. I like the comment or eyes wasn't even planned. It was just genuine. So I like that one too.
Yeah, always good to comment on the eyes, and I like how you loop the crowd in because it's like, hey, bitches, like, I know you guys can't see your eyes right now because you're all way far away listening.
Right.
Eyes are rocking.
I know. And that was the one thing too that I had done in my research was watch a YouTube video and see how like other people may have brought in the crowds or maybe not. And that kind of goes back to your first thing was talking enough to where it's not a three-party conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the questions that the T-Flow that would ask me could have been put me in a bad position. So exes, I hate when exes get brought up, especially on a first date.
Right.
So I'm like, I'm just gonna motor mouth this thing until I'm out of 10 minutes and hopefully it sticks. So
I love that you watched previous shows and like saw that what was going on beforehand, and you were just set up for success. So I appreciate the research that you've done on what we've had going on within the show before. So
100%.
Great work there, fella. That's good fun. So now that you've seen the show on YouTube, you watched the show on Twitch yet last week, and then this week, obviously on the show and Grand Slammed for a sweet first time we've ever seen it. What I would love to hear from you is like, what do you think we could implement into the show to make it that much spicier, that much more, that much better? Is there anything that you see that you think would be a fun add to the show?
Yeah, actually, I was thinking about this a little bit because, again, did my research, saw the post shows and the after show setup, and one of the questions is this, obviously. I think something spicy would be super interesting is if, let's say, there's the 3 that are picked out beforehand, and then maybe there's it might not work though, because I'm thinking logistically it'd be kind of cool to have someone that hadn't signed up, maybe just got nominated that night that was actually in person. So say like, for instance, one of the guys at my table, if you were like, hey, you're going up in 5 minutes or something like, and they were okay with it, like just like a last second, like, here you go. Like you get to go up there and like, try to win it. Or, if someone's like just super awkward, it's just kind of like a date, maybe like throw in somebody else at the last minute or something, maybe like another king that could have been on there that didn't make it, maybe a shot. So
okay, I actually kind of like that idea.
I don't know. I like the crowd interaction too. That gets people like wanting to listen and wanting to pay attention. Because I found that unnamingly through a couple of dates there that we kind of lost interest what the guy was saying, just in maybe delivery or maybe monotoneness. And so it's nice to have people on there that are like, again, extroverted, maybe bringing the crowd in, getting you captured for more. So
yeah,
maybe a little bit of a vetting process. I know you guys do a good job of getting people on, but I don't know. I liked it through and through. Again, that was my first time ever at First Draft, first time ever coming to the show, and it just so happened to be that I was on it. So
yeah, no, that's good stuff. I actually like the idea of trying to get someone from the crowd and like giving them the advantage of like seeing the first 3, but only giving them like 5 minutes. Yeah,
like a short amount of time. Yeah,
and just like letting Mar decide like, hey, is there, or whoever's in the situation, like, these 3 guys, whatever. But if there's one guy in the crowd who's like, I love this girl, and we give them as much in front of them as possible to make the most of it. So I actually kind of like that flair. The other flair I was thinking about too is like, say the dates all 3 didn't really go well at all. I was thinking like having little cards that you guys would fill out that just basically said, would you go on this second date after this experience with them? Just flipping it back and empowering you. So like we've had shows where it was like a guy, I was like a king. It was episode 3, King Booty. All 3 girls were like, not really feeling him. And then he asked one on a second date, and the girl like was seconds away from saying no. But I'm like, if we had them all write on cards beforehand, like giving them the empowerment of like, would I say yes or no? They keep it a secret, but they have that card, and that tells people on the show like, hey, is this a good, like, is she going to say yes? It kind of gives them a little more empowerment.
Yeah, and it looping in the Twitch chat somehow, maybe like throwing up like a straw poll.
Well, now we can.
Something.
We are affiliate streamers now, so we can.
I saw that. Yeah. Congrats, by the way.
Huge.
That's cool. That's huge.
Yeah, not easy to get.
That's big money.
Yeah, huge money. Exactly.
My boys were in the chat chirping some of the other guys from the other crew, and there was some good banter back and forth. So it's pretty cool to see the engagement.
Yeah, as the moderator, we're trying to limit cyberbullying at all times, but like nonetheless, it was like a hell of a feat, fun to watch. Always love
absolutely
watching them put it together, man. So
it's super cool. One thing I would say too is I love First Draft. Don't get me wrong, cool spot, great atmosphere. I'm a big beer guy myself, so it fits perfect. I would say that just in terms of audience viewership, my synopsis was, about 3 or 4 of the tables really get the front row view, and then everyone else kind of crowds in like sheep around the back. And I kind of feel for people that are like maybe there on a random night trying to actually get beer, or maybe they avoid this, but like that entire row of drinks is just off limits for that 10 minutes that someone's up there.
Yeah, because they're all just like
through.
Standing in that section. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. We have a few ideas on that, on like either just in general on like show location and how we would put it all together. But that's a fun problem to have. Too many people are there's no such thing as too many people at the show. We had a record night yesterday with 138 patrons. So that's a good time, man. So
there you go.
Yeah, no, it's all good, man. Do you have anyone that you'd nominate for the show?
I do. It's actually contingent on something though.
Okay.
So I believe, I have a roommate. Well, I want to say this on the air? No, I don't want to say this on the air. This will go in the DMs with my roommate. I'll remind you about that. But I do have a couple guys that are definitely single. And
confirmed very single. Okay.
Confirmed single. So that may be a hint to the underneath of the iceberg there. But I got a couple guys that are single. I don't know if they're like the type that would like enhance the show. Maybe be the best guy to be on the show. They're introverted a little bit. And they told me, they're like, no way I'd be able to do that even if you paid me. So maybe it'd be funny to nominate them and get them on there just for the experience. But, I don't know too many people. That's the cool thing, is I'm still new and learning a whole bunch of friend groups and this and that. So maybe I could get a couple guys interested just by, casual combo.
For sure, man. Well, that's awesome. I love that. I think a lot more people are going to know you now, obviously, because first 4-0 sweep on the show. That's obviously historic. People are going to remember that one. But yeah, man, I thought you did great. I wish you the best of luck on that second date. I'm sure I'll see you around. I'll let you know when I'll fly back for one of the final 3. Haven't decided on which one yet, so I'll.
Me and my friend group. Again, this was all of our first times there. I think one of my friends had been maybe once a couple weeks ago or sometime in the past, but we're definitely going to make it a habit to get out there on Wednesdays, because none of us do anything Wednesdays anyway. So
yeah,
you've got about 8 more people for sure.
Dude, love that, man. Like I said, I'll see you around. Great work on swooning Kween Mar. Hope you have a great friend group interaction this weekend, and hopefully a second date in the future, man.
Well, hey, I appreciate the kind words. We're gonna try and see if we can't keep the vibe going. I mean, it seems really good so far. Just keeping it casual through text, and we'll see where she leads. I'll definitely keep you guys in the Date Night Podcast Instagram updated. So maybe you could throw a story up. If we go on a second date, I'll make sure to get some pictures or something out there.
Maybe a couple action shots of you playing volleyball. I think
that's gonna be
super fucking hot.
That'll definitely be there. Hopefully we'll be nice and tan. I feel like I'm super like paled in the summer here, or the winter here rather, but
nothing an Instagram filter can't fix, brother.
Hey, I heard that. We'll leave it up to her to do that, because I don't know what I'm doing on there.
Don't worry about it, brother. Well, awesome, man. Thanks for hopping on, and we will be in touch, dude.
Of course, man. Well, thanks for having me on, and seriously, shout out to you guys for putting all that together. It's super cool experience, and I haven't stopped hearing from my friends back home, people that I didn't even know followed me on Instagram, like, holy cow, watch this whole thing on Twitch, or I've been to a couple like crazy around that, and like how engaging and cool it is, and
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
you guys
yeah,
are
man.
doing that. So
I
cheers to
I literally think it's going to be the biggest show in the next like 3-4 years. Like I want it to be a huge thing, and I just like it's baby steps. Obviously, we're in season 2, and like we, it's just fun to put it together each week and see where like the impact comes from, because it's very highly engaged right now in the Twin Cities, and it's fun to just see how people interact with it.
Absolutely. Well, you got a fan here, brother. I promise you that.
Cool. Well, all right. I'll see you later, man. Appreciate you.
Hey,
Cade.
we'll see you. Have a good night, man.
Take care.
Take care.
Wow. What a cool guy. What a cool show. You know, action-packed. Got to talk to everyone. Get all the different perspectives. That is a good show, and that is a wrap on the After Show episode 7. Whew. Episode 8. A little bit of a switch up. We have the very, very attractive and upbeat gentleman, Joey Fink, on the podcast next week. We have him matched up with 3 lovely dudes. We're excited to see them find love, find a little spark next week. And we're excited to pack the fucking house. Let's get this thing rocking. I'll see you guys all there. 7 p.m. at First Draft. If you want to get there early, get a couple beers in you. It's half taps. Maybe a little bit of chill botanicals underneath your tongue. Get yourself hyped. Get yourself some headphones. Get locked in. Because it's almost over. And you're not going to want to be wishing you were there after it's over. Episode 8 next Wednesday, April 13th. See you there.